Anyway, let's go back to the campaign mode. Once again, true Nightwing mode. No resets, no reloading, and everything is difficult. How much game is left? I think we're about halfway through, more or less. The travel is going to take a lot less time from now on, but we still have plenty of rites to do. So Glade of Lu. Let's load that up and let's start heading towards the big mountain. Okay, so let's just continue our journey. I don't think there's anything in the Black Wagon for us. Yeah, there's nobody here. And I think we have done all the challenges that we have available to us for now. But let's just continue our journey. At dawn, Wolfred is already up. He reveals to you a pathway through the woods into the cold lands to the north, beyond which lies your next destination. Sklorian Shore. You get clear of the woods at last and arrive in lands grown cold in the shadow of Mount Elodiel. You will have to make it all the way to the top. In a moment of respite, Wolfred calls everyone together to discuss matters pertaining to the rites and the plan to which he alluded. You banded together with a common faith that freedom from the downside is not impossible, am I correct? But let me ask you something. What does freedom even mean to you? He looks in your direction as he asks, defying you to answer. You cannot sense his own thoughts on the subject and only know the truth of how you feel. Okay, so what does freedom mean to us? I think there is a safe answer to this. Living without a fear, in my opinion, is the closest thing to freedom here. I mean, doing what you want, I suppose that's freedom. But I'd take living without fear over doing what you want. So I'll go for that. Tell Wolfred that freedom means living without fear, not being subject to persecution or retaliation for one's thoughts and choices. He considers your remarks for a short while. Good answer, my boy. I happen to agree. Fear takes hold in freedom's wake. But fear is a natural impulse, is it not? A common feeling we all share from time to time. A deeply rooted impulse there to aid our judgments and to spur us on to acts of courage. If not for fear, I doubt we could accomplish very much in life. And just now we stand upon the brink of accomplishing something vital. He then turns his attention to the whole group. Now, let me tell you all what freedom means to me. Freedom means to live life without fear, just as your reader stated. To be able to indulge one's curiosities and passions, at least the ones that cause no harm to others, without the constant threat of judgment and reprisal. Freedom means not being made a criminal for what you know, or whom you love, or what you choose to think, or not think. He looks out towards the distant mountains. Within the next few days, your time in exile could come to an end. You could see Commonwealth once more. And you would be exalted there, given the highest honor, the opposite of how you got here. But you would not be truly free, I think. At the least, you would become complicit to an ancient system that would deign to cast down others such as you. It is a system whose well-intentioned founding principles have long been lost, and the 8 scribes, if they are out there still, have made quite clear they shall not intervene firsthand. That is where you come in. He turns to you and everyone again, looking to each of you. Long have I wished to gather such a group, that together you might see that seeking freedom not only for yourself is too modest of a goal. You share a higher calling now. The plan then is this. We free each other from the downside through the rites. Then we meet up on the other side. We organize. Each new moon at dusk, we join together at the Spiral Sanctum. We need as many of us there as possible. My agents on the other side shall explain the rest. The burned down remains of the old capital of Commonwealth. Just for your information. You're plotting a revolt. Just so. I am asking a lot. You do have other options. Deceit, however, is not one of them. The reader and myself, you know by now that we can see through it. But you need not be a part of this, nor is it in my interest to coerce you. You may go your own way if you wish, live out the remaining days here like so many others. So, if anyone among you prefers that, if you cannot see yourself continuing to strive together in the Commonwealth as you are doing here, then speak now. Wolfred pauses for a time, examining each member of the group. No one stirs. Very good. Some of you consider yourselves friends, some others not. But all of you are bound together through the rites, and are integral to our plan. Remember that. You seek true freedom? You will not find it waiting for you in the Commonwealth, but together you can bring it about both for yourselves and others. That is my promise. He then lets out a long breath. That's it. I ask you all to think on this, and let's reconvene along our journey to the summit. Wolfred turns towards the mountains, leaving you to consider what he said and plot the wagon's northward path. The Mur Pass. So yeah, that's basically what Wolfred is planning. Beyond lies Mount Elodiel. I suggest we make camp here at the base of the mountain, for we shall need our spirits and our strength to make the ascent. The Beyonder Crystal 6 Headwind. We could do Headwind's Beyonder challenge thing. Might actually be a good idea. Also, we have Wolfred here. Let's talk a little bit about the plan before we talk about it with the group. There you are, my boy. There was something which I wanted to discuss with you in private. Wolfred stares at you rather intently as if reaching out to you, and then... You do know what it means to be a reader. Those such as we are not limited to reading the pages from a book. Though your ability in this, I sense, is nascent still, mere flashes, uncontrollable. I see, as well, now, that they haven't told you yet. Your friends. And that explains a lot. Is the chat still alive, by the way? So, it got a little bit quiet there. I'm just making sure that the chat is still working. At least we are not dropping frames. Okay, there we go. Okay, now yeah, the chat is working. Guessing most people left because I started playing Pyre. Okay. Because this is where the big reveal happens. They haven't told you readers such as you cannot go free. Ooh. I had wondered why you would insist on pressing onward with this group in light of this. The answer then was plain. You simply did not know, or fully realize. They did not deceive you, by the way. There is no reason they would know themselves, other than Tariq, who shall not influence your thinking in such matters. Rather, I had expected, when at first we met, that you already knew the truth of this from having read the passage in the Book of Rites, which states it plain. Only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. Perhaps you have not gotten to that part just yet. That makes sense. It's been a long week, even for me. Wilfred breaks free from you and looks at you again. Then he speaks to you as normal. It is plain that you are not in adequate condition to conduct the rites, and this group values you as a reader. I wish only to ensure you understand what you are getting into here. Despite whatever hopes and dreams and promises might have been shared, I do not think the rites can help you to return, if that is what you had in mind. So once again, I invite you to depart, and I will see to it that you are compensated. Do not misunderstand. If it is your wish to remain, then you are welcome, but this journey we are on, it has no guarantees, not for you, nor any one of us. Do you understand? There's more at stake here than your freedom, yada yada yada. You have learned in life to keep your expectations low and tempered, or nothing. I mean, at this point we have been revealed that there is a bigger plan here. And because readers do not go free through rites, it's very unlikely we would ever get free anyway, but we can participate in a higher goal here. We can attempt to make sure that no one gets cast down into the downside ever again. So I guess we understand and there's a higher calling here at play. You understand the words of warning, yet just the same you choose to carry on. There is more that you wish to achieve on this journey than freedom for yourself. I admire that, my boy. Then, very well. Know that we have much at stake here in this, anyway. Much more than just a shot at going back into the Commonwealth, which cast us down here to begin with. Sounds like you intend to stick around. Then we'll have lots more time to chat as we ascend the sacred mountain in the coming days. Until then. He strides out of the wagon and then leaving you with your thoughts. I mean, obviously, because this is true Nightwing, I could have easily gone into the Book of Rites, and I believe Forsaken Land, Celestial Landmarks, Raider Titans, Rites of Flame. And if we go through this... No, not part of that. Essential Structure... And those are the stars. Before each rite. Law of 3, that's about the triumvirate. There are 3 people in the triumvirate. Burning Pyre, that's about the Pyre. The Aura, Celestial Orb, the Path. Liberation. Well, it doesn't matter. But it basically, somewhere it says that only the enlightened ones go free. And because we are a reader, we cannot be enlightened because we do not participate in the rites. I mean, Vinny, from my point of view, there are like 2 choices here. We can be bitter about it because we cannot go free. Like anyway, because like the game basically expects you, or the lore states that you as a reader are too you're not adequate for the rites. You cannot participate. You have some sort of you're like crippled in some way, and that means that you cannot participate in the rites anyway, even if you wanted to. So because we cannot participate in the rites to begin with, we could be bitter about it and just leave these guys on their quest and just live our days in the not Commonwealth, downside. Or we can help these guys regain their freedom and they can stop the Commonwealth from throwing more people into the downside. Earlier, Wolfred called for a group meeting, presumably to reveal his plan in more detail. Instead, he reveals some bad news. Wait, what are you saying? What I'm saying, my boy, is that while you can indeed get yourselves out of here, it can't be all of you at once. We earn our way back one by one, or not at all. But I swore that we'd go free together. We may go free together yet, but it's going to take time, and this is only the first phase. You, Hedwin, and the others exchange glances. Let me make this plainer for you still. Here is how the coming days are going to unfold. First, we're going to ascend Mount Elodiel, there to the north. You may not think this wagon's fit for it, though rest assured it's made the journey many times. Next, we'll pass through Scribe's Gate. Only the worthy pass through there, as your reader could attest. If we did not merely skim that chapter of the book. Yeah, I do remember. I have actually read the book, Wolfred, don't worry about it. Afterwards, we'll reach the Fall of Solium and meet our adversaries in the rites. They are to be the Tempers, led by the demon Ignarius. You'll know him when you see him. Both you and they shall choose someone from your respective ranks. Then, once one of the triumvirates prevails, somebody will be whisked home to the Commonwealth. Whisked home to the Commonwealth? Precisely. Once returned, our somebody is taken in and clothed and fully pardoned. The Commonwealth knows about all this. The same Commonwealth that says a sentence into the exile is forever and freedom from the downside is impossible. Many of these details the scribes themselves wish to be kept secret. Former exiles and the leaders of the Commonwealth alike have good incentive to protect those secrets well. So then, that's it? We climb the mountain, someone goes back and everyone else stays. For most of those participating in the rites, yes, that's it. But I like your connotation, and indeed for us, that isn't it at all. If one of us returns, it shall be just a step along our path. However, let's let that sit for now. Gather your strength. We'll talk again on our way up. Wolfred leaves the rest of you to consider what he said. You have time now for your vocations. At dawn you shall begin your ascent of Mount Elodiel. At this point, I think maybe mentoring some of our party members might be a good idea. Alternatively, foraging for something to sell might also be a good idea to get more talismans. But I think I'm going to mentor. Okay, so who needs enlightenment? At this point, Jody is good for mentoring. But so, well, Hedwin, kind of. Say maybe Tizo. Tizo might need it. And like it said, the most enlightened are... Like, only the most enlightened are allowed to actually make the ascent back to Commonwealth. So, for example, Pamitha here is only at level 2, whereas Rookie is at level 3. So basically Rookie, like Pamitha wouldn't be able to actually even get out of the downside in the next Liberation Rite. Well, Rookie would be able to. I think Jody is basically good enough as well. And it might be Hedwin next. Yeah, I think Hedwin is the third. But yeah, we actually now need to start thinking about how we want to play this, because basically once one of these guys goes free, we cannot use them in the rites anymore. Technically getting Hedwin out of here is an idea. Hedwin is very like generic as a character. Jody is good for defense, but that's basically all she is good for. I think I'm going to mentor Tizo just to keep like the whole thing going. Seems pretty sad being a breeder as you lose your friends one by one. Yeah, that's true. But also there is like, well, there is sadness in the fact that you're losing your friends to, you know, as they go free. They're also going free, so I guess sort of in a way you can be happy about it as well. Let's mentor Tizo. Because getting Tizo out of here is probably a good idea, because I don't know how to play Tizo. Tizo would be pleased to go over the finer points of the rites with you. You sit down with Tizo to go over some of the subtler aspects of the rites, such as the state of banishment and how to return from it. You sense he is beginning to understand. Private lesson, but no level up. Tizo is letting what you said of banishment sink in. Also, we could do Hedwin's trial. You call upon me for some purpose, my reader. Yep, I want a scribe trial. We need to train with Hedwin. You need but ask, my reader, and you need but indicate who is to be my student. Yep, it's going to be Hedwin. Let's get Hedwin in here. Let's we need, yeah, talisman. That's a good idea. After dousing their adversary's pyre, the bearer's pyre is restored. That or the Ashen Coal. The Ashen Coal might actually give us a better chance. Yeah, let's give Ashen Coal a chance here. Ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Hedwin. Oh, you must mean the Nomad boy. So innocent, that one. I should have a lot of work to do with him. Then let us bring him forth. Soon Hedwin appears in heat of the summons. Hey my friend, what's going on? This is what's going on. You're going to have a bit of a trial. Yeah, nomads have well-balanced abilities in the rites, but no exceptional advantages. That's basically what Hedwin is. Hedwin is decent at everything, but not really good at anything. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen, well, boy, you answer to me here. Understood. You're a fool. Do not talk back to me. The reliance on your friends is such a burden upon them. Let's see what you can do without their aid. Say for that. That's of your lovely Rita there. And... oh! Damn it! I forgot the controls already. Oh, damn it. I was trying to jump, but it didn't quite work out. Oh, damn it. Oh, it's fine, it's fine. We just need to... I think we need to do a balanced strat here, because, like... that's the only way for us to pull this off. Ah, damn it. Well, Headwind is fundamentally not exceptional. Headwind is a nice character, but as far as his abilities in the rites go, he doesn't do anything special. Also, that's a typical strategy of the... oh, damn it. The casting speed needs to be improved for Headwind. Headwind casts way too slowly. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, damn it. I thought that jump might have been enough, but no. Ah, no, 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 no. Okay, okay. Oh, no, no, no. Oh. Oh, damn it. Yeah, that blocked me quite nicely there. No, 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 no. There we go. I was able to sneak in. Oh yeah. Okay, well at least it's on their side now. Oh no no no! There we go. Yes. Whew. Yeah, Headwind is scary to play because there aren't really any strengths you can like really make take advantage of. So you basically just have to play in a very balanced manner, like balanced offense, balanced defense, because that's the only way to do it. And you basically need to make good plays everywhere. Seems you did indeed, boy. Your performance was sufficient and you passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely Rita. Now, farewell. Okay, let's see what we get for Headwind then. Good to be back after all that. Say, what's that you have there? Gold's Bracer. Headwind power casts his aura with greater ease and gains oh! So that's actually decent. So 2 seconds of infinite stamina, which means 2 seconds of infinite sprinting and jumping. And you power cast faster. To power cast release when you see a flash. Yeah, that's actually decent. We might actually make use of that for Headwind. And onwards to Mount Elodiel. Mount Elodiel. Just a couple of steps along the way and then we will meet our foes in the Liberation Rites. Here before you lies Mount Elodiel, stretching far beyond your line of sight. Somewhere upon this mountain lies the only place from which you can escape the downside. Your companions gather around before Wolfred, who stands tall as ever. Whether from the cold air or the subject now at hand, you sense attention in the air. Now then, you all have many questions, no? I've done a lot of talking, so go on, ask away. There is only silence. One question stands out in your mind, which you refrain from asking yet. If only one of you is to go free at first, who shall it be? Or Dr. Jumps? Or Dr. Jumps, whatever. Go on now, don't be shy. Who first? Questions. Why us? Why you indeed, madame? That I can explain. You've seen the sort you stand against as adversaries in the rites. What is it that they want, do you suppose? They want their freedom back, of course. They'll settle for it on the Commonwealth's own terms. They'll gain their freedom and some cushy new responsibilities. Perhaps they'll have a hand in sending still more exiles here to join us. Think on it. The Commonwealth rose from the ashes of a fallen empire thanks to the efforts of the first exiles who escaped this place via the rites. It is the Commonwealth's first and proudest tradition to honor those who lived to redeem their transgressions. They have a certain wisdom, do they not? But as for you, I have been looking for a certain set of dispositions for a good length of time. All I needed was for somebody appropriate to show up and listen. So, I planted many little eyes and ears throughout this land, whispering hints of this, absurd as it may sound. Took someone with a certain faith and creativity to go for it. That someone proved to be Hedwin over there. He was tasked with seeking two trustworthy allies, an old buried wagon and a reader. He was invited to bring others for the ride, all different sorts. Gather enough help, and he and his friends could be free. Long story short, but you know much of the rest. So then, why you? Because I have reason to believe you're not the sort to play right into the Commonwealth's old hand. Dragonfin soup. I would ask Liam about that. Liam can use GOL's influence way better than I can, but I haven't even heard of dragonfin soup, so I don't know. I would send Liam a message if you want to, Liam to ask around, because he might be able to figure that stuff out, but I cannot. The rites, as you have seen, are quite exclusive. You are imposters in this little party. You could be the ones to break it up. Now then, more questions. Your head is beginning to spin. You can excuse yourself or keep listening. Yes, we want to listen, because other people's thoughts do actually matter here. Wolfred's explanations are a lot to take in, though you feel compelled to absorb as much of what he is willing to tell you at this point. He prompts for further questions when Jodariel raises her voice again. Hold. You mistook my meaning. I understand your plan. Still, I wish to know why us? Why are we, among all others, chosen for this Liberation Rite? Ah, I see. Well, but that is simple, really, madame. You are chosen, you're qualified I should say, because as the expression goes, this is what the scribes ordain. Though in this case the expression is quite literally true. When the Eight created the rites, each of them anointed certain other exiles to participate on their behalf. Exiles who showed some promise of redemption. The triumvirates they formed have stood the test of time, replenishing their numbers as their individuals moved or passed on. You've met them as they are today, the accusers, the withdrawn, and so on. The Eight Scribes also formed a special group against which all the others would be judged. That group they called the Nightwings. You bear their books, wear their masks and raiments. You need but show up to the rites you see. The others, erstwhile, jockey for position for a chance to take you on. Yeah, well, what if we don't? What if we don't show up? Then you would deny yourselves a chance at freedom, and deny it also to your adversaries. Victory means nothing in a common right then? Participation is all that matters? Not so, madame. Only the enlightened may gain their freedom. While failure can be an excellent teacher, the scribes do favor the victor. Well, I mean, you can just contact Liam or use the contact form on GOL if you have any ideas for the site. Because the thing is, I might forget to contact you, so it's better that you contact Liam through like email or something. There is a contact form on GOL. It's like in the contact us page or something. So basically, this is what basically what Wolfred is telling us is that the Nightwings are in a special position because the Eight Scribes each have their own triumvirate, and basically that triumvirate sort of represents certain kinds of exiles. And then there's the ninth one. There's the ninth one, which is the Nightwings. And the Nightwings are basically every time going to participate in the Liberation Rites. So, and that actually means that we can keep failing common rites if we want to. But I think we're going to get less experience, so we're not going to get enlightened nearly as fast. However, if we fail at Liberation Rites, then that's an actual failure. Because then that means a member of the other triumvirate goes free instead of one of ours. So you see, those who do not conduct the rites, or do not prevail in them sufficiently, they may find themselves barred from the Liberation Rites. But these are technicalities. The Nightwings disbanded years ago. Since then no one has gone free. Yet still the other triumvirates pressed on, with fleeting hope that one day you'd be back. It's been a heavy price to pay in all of this. Now, if you'll excuse me, we'll talk again some other time. Some murmur to themselves about all this as Wolfred takes his leave. Others reconnoiter pathways leading up to the mountain and present you with some options. So we can take the Emperor's Ascent or the Emperor's Fall. So Xei believes that there's going to be a blessing if we go through here, and Pamitha thinks that there is a long-lost valuable of some sort here. At this point, I am actually sort of willing to lean towards getting items over blessings. Blessings are good, but if I can get a good talisman out of this, then that's worth more than a fleeting blessing. You join Pamitha on her brief expedition to find anything of value dropped by those who tried to scale the mountain but did not succeed. Wait, I shall be joining you. But now, I get 2 chaperones. But sure, I'm game, whatever your wish, whatever you wingless are into. Be silent, little bird, and fetch those trinkets and be done. My, so full of bitterness. You really ought to make the most of these last precious moments that we share. And you ought to not mince your words. Oh please, we all know you're going to be the first one out of here, so why not quit your constant frowning for a change? I, the first one out of here? Of course, it's plain the others pity you. You've been here longer than the rest of us, by far. Besides maybe that Wolfred, though he seems plenty happy here making his speeches. How dare you? How dare you to presume? Nothing is decided as of yet. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Though, if by some coincidence you do end up selected for the honor, I just want you to know something. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, do hope we shall prevail on your behalf. Because that way you shall be free, of me at least, and I in turn shan't have to suffer any longer your hideous attitude toward me and everything. At that you intervene, Jodariel's eyes burn with fury, but then she calms herself. I shall see you at the wagon, Rita. Pamitha scoffs as Jodariel storms off. I swear, that one. Well, moving on, there's something sparkling down here. Be right back. She swoops out of sight, leaving you alone there on the mountain. Pamitha soon returns with something that lay long forgotten on the rocks below. Yeah, Pamitha and Jodariel don't like each other at all. I think it's because Jodariel was part of the army, so, like, she fought the High Wing remnants. So, like, you know, you can kind of understand why she would not trust one of them. And I think at this point, Pamitha doesn't care about the whole conflict between the High Wing remnants and the Commonwealth. And she only cares about the fact that Jodariel keeps, like, she hates Jodariel because Jodariel hates her. That's basically how it works, at least as far as I understand it. Luminous Idol. After grasping the orb, the bearer instantly recovers all stamina. That's actually decent. So we can run into the middle of the field, grab the orb, and just keep sprinting. So, Temple Cistern. Sir Gilman wishes to look upon the sacred waters. Or Headwind. Passing whim to see the view. Let's see what Sir Gilman has to say. Because Gilman is good. Gilman is a fantastic character. At long last! The worm surges toward the waters of the cistern. You decide to join him for a brief excursion there after another hard day's ride. You find him in a shallow pool, appearing very much contented. This night he thought he may never again feel fresh water's cool caress against his scales. He sighs, splashing about from time to time. Then he turns his attention over to you. You, Master Rita, are most kind to take with you this wayward knight. He swears to prove himself to you and the rest. He knows that soon now, someone may go free. He knows the choice of whom may weigh upon you heavily indeed. For it is you who ought to make the choice, is that not so? This night he heard it from the others, so it must be true. Now listen, please, upon what little honor this knight has. This knight's penance isn't yet complete. There is much atoning to be done. So when rises the occasion to decide who ought to go free, this knight wants you to know something. Please do not choose him. Not even if you wish, and not even if you can. He begs of you, allow this knight that simple dignity. With that, Sir Gilman sinks into the waters. His tail waves to you to leave him be for now. Sir Gilman does not believe that he deserves his freedom yet. At this point, Sir Gilman does not even have the ability to go free, but consider his wish. Oh, and he actually got some enlightenment out of that. That's actually good. A little bit of extra. You and your companions gather at the Scribe's Gate, where the single narrow trail to the summit narrows even more, and falls under an archway carved of stone. Come along now, everyone, and be prepared to speak your mind when you're called. Frankly, most of you still lack enlightenment, but we may pass together, much how we act with a single heart and mind during the rites. Well then, lead to onward, Tarek. Please, follow me. Removing his hat, the lone minstrel approaches the gate. You and all others follow. When the last of your companions nears the arch, you notice someone standing high above, who then appears before you. She eyes the lone minstrel first. Is that you, Tarek? It is. Greetings, Celeste. And how was your rest? Too long, Celeste. It seems your work has piled up in the meantime. You bring this many to the gate? Aye. Then let us make this quick. I do not think that Tarek is the devil in this instance, no. Even if the names might match. Now each of you in turn state who you are and what you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. Do as she says, please, without questioning. Your fellow exiles exchange glances but quickly comply. I'll start. They call me Hedwin the Deserter. I've come here seeking freedom for myself and my companions. In my case, so I can return to be with the one whom I love. The woman bids him forward. The lone minstrel prompts Rookie to speak up next. I'm regarded by the name Rookie Greentail. Rookie Greentail. I just want to get out of here. I guess with my chums, preferably. Go see Mama back home. I'm Captain Joe Dariel. I do not truly know as yet what I'm seeking here. Oh, my name is Xe, and I'm here, I think, because the scribes have called to me. Must be them, because if not, then who? Tiso seeks to live up to the Nightwing's legacy and maybe see the Commonwealth someday. Sir Gilman of the Sea Dominion at your service. This knight is on a quest to find his honor. He lost it at a certain point. Pamitha Thane, I'm only here because my sister's here. Then as Wolfred steps forward, the one called Celeste raises her voice. You. I recognize you from the Nightwings of the past. You're not clad in the raiments any longer. I wouldn't know why. I had my chance already. The Nightwings that now stand before you, I travel with them as a pilgrim now. I see. Then state why you are here, as have the others. My name is Wolfred Sandalwood. I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side and bring freedom to the people there. She waves him by. Then she turns to you, for there is no one left to go. So we can be a crippled scholar. We can be an old farmhand, a war orphan, and we can just state we don't know who we are. At this point, I think the crippled scholar makes the most sense, lore-wise. When they learned you knew the old ways, they came for you and you could not run far. You have always sought to understand the world around you. That knowledge proved dangerous in the Commonwealth, but now it has brought you to this point. One called Celeste continues to examine you, expecting you to add to your response. And what do we seek? Revenge? Not really. What happens? Help your friends. True freedom. At this point, there is not really a reason to say that you seek true freedom. Yeah, basically I said that it's I had a personal book collection and that's why I got caught. So yeah, it does sort of go together with that story. I want to help my friends regain their freedom. Because, as we all know, surely readers do not go free. The companions you have met here who have helped you to survive and to find kinship in the downside, your priority is to ensure that they achieve their goals. That is all you wish for now. The woman regards you for a time, then nods once and waves all of you by. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome here. Go forth with glory. And Tarek? Hi, Celeste. Be on your way as well. The lone minstrel bows his head and puts his hat back. He does not look back at her. As you might guess, those two have a certain connection. From the top of the Mount Elodiel, you see the distant downside before you. You think on the many thousand leagues you crossed to reach this point as the sky grows dim.